Before you start, make sure your sliding glass door configuration works. Visit our website or scan QR for configuration details. To begin installation, make sure the area, inside and outside, is clean and dry. Remove any dust from the glass and frame. In the box you will find a QR code to download instructions, and all parts you need for the external and internal installation. Divide all elements to separate the outside parts from the inside parts. Now that you have all parts ready, start with the outside installation. This is how the StormArmour should look when completed. Close the door panels and measure the full width of each one from the outside. Measure the external panel full width starting from the door frame on the left to the frame end to the right. Record the measurements. Measure the internal panel width starting from the door frame on the left to where the external panel overlaps the internal. Record the measurements. Take your time to make accurate measurements for the best seal. Measure twice, cut once. Now that you have the measurements, continue setting the cutting marks and then cutting the pieces to fit each panel. For the external panel, use the StormArmour adhesive attachment, and for the internal panel the StormArmour track clip attachment. Place one side on a flat surface to make sure all elements are aligned and in place. Using a marker, pen or pencil, trace a line at a 90 degree on both guards and confirm measurements. Take the assembled door guards and start cutting by using the recommended all-purpose utility cutter. To facilitate cutting, slide the first piece, find the line, take the multi-purpose cutter and cut. Repeat with each part and confirm that all cut pieces aligned have the right lengths. Then place both guards on the outside to confirm they fit. Now that you have confirmed the size, continue installing the external panel, StormArmour adhesive attachment. Once configuration is finalized, use included thumbtacks, part 8, to secure the assembled guards. Check manual, page 21, to find out if your door configuration requires end caps, part 7, to cover exposed openings on the sides of the StormArmour adhesive attachment. Make sure it is straight and covering the entire track, then, carefully remove the release liner and slowly place it, adding pressure firmly over the adhesive tape for at least 60 seconds. Continue installing the internal panel StormArmour track clip attachment guard. Place the StormArmour track clips that will mechanically lock the product to the frame tracks of the mobile panel. Start with the middle runner on the back of the guard to find out which location gets the StormArmour to fit best, to get it firmly fixed against the sliding door. Place the guard over the tracks and ensure that the thumb screws are barely engaged so that the StormArmour track clip has enough space for the track to fit. In this case, we see that the StormArmour track clip attachment is not creating a proper seal. To increase height, remove the pre-assembled guards and add StormArmour extenders, part 3, included in the box. In other situations, you may need to add StormArmour extenders, part 3, to improve the guard angle for a better seal. Align and cut the extender to the guard length. The extenders are used to improve the seal and reach of the SA guard. Once the StormArmour track clip is on the optimal runner for best position and sealing, tighten the thumb screws by hand. Working from the interior, tighten the screws to secure them in place. The goal here is to cover the tracks completely. Prior to locking the door, confirm the following. Confirm the StormArmour track clip attachment guard is securely attached to the tracks. Ensure the bulb seal has good contact with the door frame. Make sure the bottom flap seal covers the weep holes. Check all the corners to ensure there are minimal gaps. After installing the outside guards, bring every part and all tools inside to begin the inside installation. Close and lock the mobile door panel. This is how the installation should look when completed. Get the plastic roll, making sure you grab it from the side as you apply the plastic film to the door, so that the cutting blade doesn't tear the plastic film when coming out. Begin on the left side and start installing it with the adhesive tape side up, 12 inches over the lower frame and at least 12 inches before the door. Roll the plastic tape at the same height to the right, making sure the tape is securely attached with no gaps. When installing it at the corners, add a pleat for extra slack before continuing. This helps placing the bottom part of the plastic on the right place. After reaching the right side of the door, pull the plastic down over the tracks, leaving some slack for the foam installation. This step is very important because it prevents tearing the plastic during foam installation. Once you've pulled the slack up, ensure that the plastic is still draped over the top of the entire track. The StormArmour kit includes 2 different sizes of foam to be pressed into the gaps. When installing the large asymmetrical foam, ensure that you are choosing the orientation, which creates the maximum amount of pressure inside of the track prior to applying the clamps. For smaller gaps, use the cylindrical foam. Be careful not to break the plastic with your hands. If it rips during the installation, replace the entire sheet, or patch it with tape. Start by clamping near the center of the foam, pushing the excess foam towards the corners before adding the corner clamps. Make sure the large clamps are pushed as far as possible into the corners, as this is where most water intrusion occurs. Just as the large ones, install the thin foams from the center and push the small clamps all the way into the corners, allowing excess to bend upward, and use the small inside clamps to press for a tight seal. Use a spatula or similar to facilitate foam installation. Interior checklist. Ensure the clamps are snug and screws are tight. If the clamps come off easily, you did not properly install it. Ensure the clamps are providing adequate downward pressure on the foam to create a proper seal. Make sure the clamps are pressed all the way to the corners. Double check there are no holes in the plastic. If there are, put a small piece of tape over the hole. After the storm, put reusable parts in the box to use the product in the future, and visit our website to buy replacement parts.